We live with an unquestioned assumption that there exists a final, fixed version of ourselves waiting to be discovered, an identity that we are supposed to create, improve, and protect. We spend our lives on this project, trying to polish this statue of a self into a state of perfection. But somewhere along the way, that identity became a prison. The person you've built, based on your past, your achievements, your failures, and your stories, became the bars you can't get past. We cling to a static photograph of who we think we are, and we suffer when the living reality of our lives doesn't match the picture. You're haunted by the person you were and terrified of the person you're not yet. You are living as a noun, a thing to be labelled, defined, and contained. Have you ever felt exhausted by this project? Have you ever felt the heavy burden of trying to live up to a past version of yourself, or the anxiety of failing to become the person you're not yet? Today, we'll explore the liberating wisdom of process philosophy, a perspective that sees everything as a dynamic verb. It is a path to let go of all your stories and embrace the living process that you are. We experience ourselves as a single, continuous person, the same me that existed yesterday and will exist tomorrow. But process philosophy invites us to look closer. Is this really true? Imagine your life is a film. When you think of yourself, you often pull out a single, static photograph from that film, a memory, a self-image, a label. You point to it and say, "This is me." But a photograph is a lie. It freezes a single dead moment in time. It doesn't capture the truth. The truth is the entire unfolding motion picture. You are not a photograph. You are the whole film. The person you were 10 years ago is, in a very real sense, a different person. Your cells have been replaced. Your beliefs have shifted. Your dreams have changed. You are connected to that person by a thread of memory, but they are a previous frame in the film. The anxiety of identity comes from clinging to these old photographs. We judge our current frame against a past one. I used to be so much more energetic. Or we judge it against a future, imagined one. I will only be happy when I am that person. We create a profound suffering by demanding that a living, flowing process be a static, perfect object. It is like being angry at a river for not being a pond. At this point, a very reasonable voice inside us asks, "But wait, don't I need a stable self? Isn't a consistent identity necessary to have relationships, to make promises, to have a moral compass, to function in the world? If I am just a flowing process, what stops me from being completely chaotic and unreliable?" This is a critical and valid question. To abandon the idea of a self can feel like abandoning the very foundation of our being. It can feel like a path to madness or moral decay. But this is not what process philosophy suggests. It does not argue that we are an unconnected chaos of random moments. Instead, it offers an even more beautiful and robust model for our identity. It asks us to see ourself not as a thing, but as a pattern. Think of a whirlpool in a river. The water molecules that make up the whirlpool are constantly changing, flowing in and out of it every second. And yet the whirlpool itself maintains a stable, recognizable pattern. It has a consistent identity, even though its substance is in constant flux. You are that whirlpool. Your identity is a beautiful, evolving pattern of memories, relationships, values, and experiences, through which the river of life is constantly flowing. You have continuity, you have character, but you are not fixed, you are not static, you are a living, breathing, evolving pattern of becoming. To truly feel this is to experience a profound liberation. You are not a noun, you are a verb, you are not a person, you are person-ing, you are not a human being, you are human becoming. This perspective, inspired by thinkers like Alfred North Whitehead, suggests that the universe is not made of tiny, hard billiard balls of matter. The most fundamental reality is experience itself. You are a flowing river of experiences. Feel it now. The experience of the air on your skin is flowing into you. The experience of the sound of my voice is flowing through you. The experience of a memory, a feeling, a thought, and they are all currents in this river, and you are not separate from the other rivers. Your river is fed by the rain of your relationships, your culture, your environment. The banks of your river are shaped by the people you love. You are constantly co-creating yourself with the world around you. You are not a separate, isolated self. You are a focal point of the entire universe, experiencing itself. This dissolves the hard boundary between you and the world. You are not a lonely island. You are a wave in the great ocean of being, a unique and beautiful expression of the whole. There is, however, a subtle trap in this way of thinking, a danger. It is the temptation to use this beautiful idea of flow and change as an excuse to avoid responsibility for our actions. One could say, the person who made that promise yesterday is not the person I am today, so I am not bound by it. Or, the person who caused that harm was a past version of me, a different current in the river, so it has nothing to do with me now. This is a misunderstanding. It is a form of spiritual bypassing, using a profound truth to avoid a practical one. Process philosophy does not erase responsibility. It deepens it and places it squarely in the only moment that ever truly exists, the present. Because you are a process, the choices you make right now are everything. They are the very act of creating the next moment. You are not responsible for being the same person you were yesterday. You are profoundly responsible for the direction you choose to flow in right now. This philosophy doesn't offer an escape from your past. It offers you the freedom to create a different future starting from this very breath. The transformation this idea offers is a release from the heaviest burden we carry, the burden of being a fixed, imperfect, and separate self. You do not need to find yourself. You only need to participate in the process of your own unfolding. You do not need to perfect yourself. You only need to guide the flow of your becoming with as much wisdom and compassion as you can muster. I invite you to let go of the solid image of you. Let go of your name, your history, your roles. Instead, hold this final, beautiful image in your mind. Feel yourself as a wave forming on the surface of a vast, calm ocean of being. The ocean is all of life, all of existence. For a time, you rise up from it. You take on a unique and beautiful form. You catch the light in your own particular way. You have an identity, a story, a journey across the surface. This is your life. But you are never, for 1 second, separate from the ocean. Your substance is the substance of the entire ocean. The wave subsides, returning to the boundless, deep, and silent peace of the ocean itself. There is no death in this, only a return to your true nature. You are the ocean, dancing for a moment in the sun.